And I think she gave Michael B. Jordan a lot of grace in that breakup because I heard what the streets were saying about that, and I would love for her at some point
to come on. What was the streets saying, Jason?
Well, they said Michael B. allegedly was cheating on her.
You know, I know you just started dating this year, so how are we going to handle that?
It was an experience for me to grow, you know, and learn.
Because I'm so quiet, there's been so many stories that have been made up about me. Like I've seen stories about me being like fully in love with somebody and we have like this whole relationship and I'll see the guy and I'm like, I've actually never even met him before.
No. Marjorie Harvey is finally spilling the tea about the real reason he and Lori Harvey broke up. And it turns out Michael was actually the problem the entire time. When they initially broke up, folks were claiming that he was the one who left her because she didn't want to settle down with him. And granted, yes, that was definitely part of it, but it wasn't the only reason. Did y'all see how she and Damson broke up, but they still got back together later? Why didn't she do the same for Michael if he was such a great boyfriend? Unless, of course, he wasn't. Marjorie is done watching folks drag her daughter, and she's finally stepping into the chat to tell us what really happened. And baby, the details will have you gagged. Now, if you've been keeping up with Lori, you know she runs through these men faster than Usain Bolt finishes a race, and it was no different when she got with Michael. They began dating in January 2021, but by June 2022, it was a wrap. Now, when they broke up, Michael and his team immediately started a PR campaign to push the narrative that he was just one of the many men Lori took advantage of, knowing good and well that it was actually the opposite. Lori was hesitant to respond to the narrative that was being pushed against her, but her parents weren't so quiet, and they started throwing some shade on Instagram. Steve posted a series of cryptic messages, with the first being this post that read, "Love yourself, my G." He followed it up with another one that read, "Sometimes we need to thank God for what didn't happen." But what really set everything off and got people talking was when Steve called Lori and Michael's relationship a mistake during an interview with Hoda and Jenna. He said, "She's growing up as a public figure. She doesn't get to make her mistakes like everybody else. Everybody else gets to make their mistakes in the cloak of darkness at your house. Hers gets publicized." He added, "But she's done a really good job of figuring it out and getting it right." Marjorie added more fuel to the fire when she also shaded Michael by reposting a video of actress Jennifer Lewis saying, "If you sit in shit for too long, it stops smelling. So come the f*** out of there." People felt Marjorie's post was a clear shot at Michael and started speculating that Michael did something to Lori. Now y'all know Marjorie can be messy sometimes, but she never throws shade at any of Lori's exes. So for her to do this, it meant Michael must have done something to Lori. Lori also did something she never does, which was throw shade at her ex. Now y'all know Lori gets around, and she's been linked to a lot of rappers, but she's never publicly shaded them. She usually just moves on and acts as if nothing happened. However, when it came to Michael, she was on a different timing. She posted this picture of a license plate on her IG stories that read, "Dump him." It was like her family was working overtime to make us side-eye Michael. But it didn't stop there. Lori finally decided to step in at some point to clear things up by seemingly accusing Michael of cheating on her with his white ex-girlfriend, Aslan Castro. Apparently, he was using Lori to hide the fact that he only actually likes white women. Lori dropped hints about this during an interview with Tiana Taylor, and people came for Michael real hard. Mind you, this whole time Michael was still keeping quiet. Even Lisa Ray, who is best friends with Lori's mom Marjorie, also suggested the same thing.
Of the most important flags, red or green, that you look for upon meeting someone?
I would say if you're too close to your exes, that's a red flag.
Bullshit that they said that she wasn't ready, because when a woman finds a good one, then that's what you're looking for. I think the established relationship that Michael did have before this one, I think that maybe that social media, that all of that was a lot for him. And I think that he, I heard about his ex, and him was so serious that he may have missed.
Now, not too long after this, Michael was named-dropped in the Diddy trial along with Kid Cudi, Lauren London, and a bunch of other celebrities. Initially, people thought he was mentioned because he was also in those freak-off tapes, but it was later revealed that he was mentioned because he had a romantic relationship with Cassie back in 2015 while she and Diddy were on a break. And of course, Diddy wasn't having it when he found out, and he called Michael and threatened his life. By this point, Cassie had already told Michael about Diddy blowing up Kid Cudi's car for the same reasons, so you can imagine the fear and panic that was running through him when Diddy called him and threatened him. He probably thought it was over him, but according to sources, Michael never told Lorie that he was involved in Diddy's shenanigans. I mean, to be fair, he doesn't really need to give Lorie a rundown of all his exes. It's not as if Lorie was with him when all this happened. However, Cassie isn't just any regular ex, especially after he got his life threatened because of her. Not only that, Lorie and Diddy have history, so surely this should have come up in a conversation, but Michael still decided to keep it to himself. In fact, word on the street is Lorie found out after they broke up, and this entire mess with Diddy came out. Imagine dating someone for a year, only to find out after y'all break up that he was once messing around with the girlfriend of your ex? Anyway, these rumors only got worse when Jason Lee revealed that he actually met Lorie at the Essence Festival after the breakup, and he seemingly got the confirmation from Lorie that Michael did in fact cheat on her. He said he straight up asked Lorie if the rumors about Michael cheating on her were true, and instead of her denying it, she actually froze and looked at him in shock, almost like she was surprised as to how he got that information. Oh girl, nothing about Jason. He's messy, but he's going to tell it exactly how it is. If he didn't cheat, then why didn't Lorie just say no? Her not giving an actual response left a lot of room for speculation, and of course, people are taking it and running with it. Not only that, but the fact that Marjorie and Steve also felt the need to step in and throw shade is also very telling, because they never did that with any of her exes. So why Michael? Anyway, people had their thoughts, like this person who said, saw a clip of Jason Lee on The Breakfast Club saying Michael B. Jordan was serially cheating on Lori Harvey. Now all Steve Harvey's subs make sense. Plus, the ladies on Fox Soul said he was still in love with his ex. Another person said, so Michael B. Jordan cheated on Lori Harvey with his ex, that he is now back with. Allegedly. But now I want to know your thoughts. What do you think of Michael allegedly cheating on Lorie? And do you think this is why Marjorie and Steve were throwing shade? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. And don't forget to click here to watch this other messy video.